One thing that's always fascinating when we have our guests come on, you're an elite marathoner. What does your easy pace look like? What does your long run pace look like in relation to your race pace?
Yeah, the only time I get like concerned about pace, even in workouts, like say Tuesday, for example, like I wasn't even looking at my pace during the workout. I was just going by my breathing, how hard it felt. We were running for a certain amount of time, so we kind of threw distance out. So I love sessions like that where you can just go by effort. So I'm not as like pace driven, and also living off a Great Lake, like you learn to like know that there's going to be wind all the time. So
The wind
sometimes you have to,
and the
depending on what
bugs.
direction it's going to be favorable or not. So that's where like I don't look at time sometimes, or pace rather. But the only time I really look at is as I get closer to like the marathon, just because I want to know roughly what I think I can hold. Like that's where I'll start to look, okay, say I'm doing, 4x5K in that workout. I do try to look at my splits then, and I try to run very evenly, like what I think I'm going to run the marathon in. So those sessions I do look at more specifically. So I know kind of where to start out at in the marathon pace. But yeah, for easy days, like I actually think the easier the better for that. So say, for example, if we were to look at my averages, like, so say my marathon pace is 335 to 340 per kilometer. My mileage pace, like I don't usually go much below 5 minutes per kilometer for my easy days. Like my average is probably between 5 and 5:15 per K on my easy days, like when I really need to recover. So it is like, about a minute and a half slower than my race pace. So that would be an average for me. And then give or take, depending how I'm feeling. I find if I run any faster, I'm like not recovering, and it just doesn't feel good on my body. So I try to go slow, and I start out really slow on my runs too. I like to ease into it.
That's
I
that's
generally don't
fascinating.
feel great at the start.
That's fascinating. I love understanding that relationship. Folks listening, a minute to a minute and a half slower on her easy runs. I take away that maybe I can run a 6 minute kilometer, 6:30 a kilometer, and it might be a little bit better than always pushing it harder on those easy runs. That's what I'm taking away, Rachel.
Yeah, I think when you like, it's just finding that level where like you're getting something out of the session, but you're also recovering. And then I think the best test is like when you go to work out a day or two later, like, do you feel recovered? Do you feel like you can hit your paces? Because I think that's the biggest benefit if you run easy enough, that like the hard days are very hard. So that's what I try to do. And then say, for example, if I'm running with someone else, like say they're a bit faster, they tend to run faster. Like I will notice that on my workout now, if I run with someone else and I just go like a touch bit faster than what my body wants to do, I'll usually feel more tired in my workout. So
Rachel,
it just shows you like,
you can find folks who run faster than you. Like, come on, like 3:30
exist.
marathon paces is out of control.
yeah. Well, there are some people, yeah. I went on a training camp. I'm thinking of one example, like of when that happened. I went to Flagstaff to train. I think it was last winter or last March. Like the previous one, and I ran with I think it was Rory Linkletter. We ran together, and it was a day before my long run. And I remember running with him, and I'm like, well, I really shouldn't be running with him because he's like extremely fast. He started, I think he ran slower than he needed to, but that run in particular, I just remember the next day I was like, yeah, you're probably not going to hit all your workout times today. So it's stuff like that if you run with someone a lot faster than you.
So when do you think that kind of easy run was with him? Or if that was an easy run, would you say it was around like 4:30 or way faster than that too?
Yeah, it was around there. It wasn't actually that much faster. I think he's good too at like slowing down. I'm sure he went slower than he normally does, but I think it was around, yeah, like maybe 4:35 to 4:40 pace. Like it wasn't that much faster, but enough at altitude that I noticed, like, because that's also factoring in that part of it.